In the shadows of classified military development programs, a revolution in air combat is taking shape. The United States Navy's next-generation fighter, the FAXX, is poised to transform aerial warfare as we know it. This isn't just another incremental improvement, it's a complete reimagining of what a fighter aircraft can be. While America's current fleet of F-22 Raptors and F-35 Lightning IIs have dominated the skies for years, a new threat looms on the horizon. China and Russia are rapidly advancing their air defense capabilities, developing systems specifically designed to counter our fifth-generation fighters. The question military planners are asking isn't if our current fighters will become obsolete, but when. The answer may be sooner than we think. The FAXX represents a quantum leap in technology that will render even our most advanced current fighters outdated. How exactly will this mysterious new aircraft make the F-22 and F-35 obsolete? The details are more shocking than anyone expected. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the Navy's most closely guarded secret and revealing what makes the FAXX the future of American air power. Stay with us as we explore the revolutionary capabilities that will ensure American dominance of the skies for decades to come. If you believe American air superiority is worth protecting, type "Skies Secure" in the comments below. Before we dive into the specifics of the FAXX, we need to understand why the Navy is investing billions in developing this new fighter. The answer lies in the rapidly evolving threat landscape facing our carrier strike groups. China's military expansion represents the most significant challenge to American naval power since the Cold War. Their DF-26 anti-ship ballistic missiles can threaten our carriers from over 3,000 miles away, well beyond the combat radius of our current fighter jets. This creates a dangerous standoff where our aircraft carriers must either operate at extreme ranges that limit their effectiveness or move dangerously close to enemy missile coverage. But the threat isn't just from missiles. Both China and Russia are developing their own advanced fighter aircraft. China claims to have test-flown a sixth-generation fighter, the J-36, though American military officials dispute this claim. These developments represent a clear challenge to American air superiority, a challenge that our current fighters may not be equipped to meet. This is where the FAXX enters the picture. Unlike the incremental improvements we've seen in previous fighter generations, the FAXX represents a fundamental reimagining of what a naval fighter can be. It's being designed specifically to counter these emerging threats and ensure American dominance of the skies well into the future. The stakes couldn't be higher. The nation that controls the air controls the battlefield, and the nation that controls the battlefield shapes the world. The FAXX isn't just another fighter, it's America's answer to a changing global order. One of the most significant limitations of our current fighter fleet is range. The F-22 Raptor, for all its incredible speed and maneuverability, has a combat radius of only about 500 to 600 nautical miles. The F-35C, designed specifically for carrier operations, can reach about 670 nautical miles before needing to return. This creates a serious vulnerability in an era where adversaries can target our carriers from thousands of miles away. The FAXX will fundamentally change this equation. According to Rear Admiral Michael Donnelly, director of the Navy's Air Warfare Division, the FAXX will have a combat range at least 25% greater than current Navy fighters. This puts its projected combat radius at approximately 1,600 nautical miles when working with aerial refueling, nearly triple the range of the F-22. But the story doesn't end there. The FAXX is being designed to work in tandem with the MQ-25 Stingray, the Navy's new unmanned refueling aircraft. This combination will extend the area of effect of carrier air wings from the current 8 million square miles to approximately 11 million square miles. That's an additional 3 million square miles of ocean where American air power can be projected. Why does this matter? Because range equals survival in modern naval warfare. Every additional mile of combat radius allows our carriers to operate from safer distances while still projecting power. It's not just about flying farther, it's about keeping our sailors safe while extending America's reach. The Air Force is pursuing a similar strategy with their recently announced F-47 fighter, which is expected to have a combat radius exceeding 1,000 nautical miles. nearly double that of the F-22. This synchronized development shows how seriously our military takes the range challenge. While the F-22 and F-35 remain formidable fighters, their limited range increasingly represents a critical vulnerability in an era of long-range missiles and expanding threat bubbles. The FAXX's extended reach isn't just an improvement, it's a necessity for survival in future conflicts. When the F-22 entered service in 2005, it represented the pinnacle of stealth technology. Its radar cross-section was reportedly comparable to a marble, making it nearly impossible to detect with conventional radar systems. The F-35 followed with advanced all-aspect stealth capabilities, though with some compromises to accommodate its multi-role design. But the stealth advantage that made these fighters nearly invincible is eroding. Russia and China have invested heavily in counter-stealth technologies, including infrared search and track systems, long-wavelength radars, and advanced signal processing. These systems are specifically designed to detect the current generation of stealth aircraft. The FAXX will introduce what military analysts call adaptive stealth, a revolutionary approach that goes far beyond the passive radar-absorbing materials used in current fighters. While specific details remain classified, defense industry sources suggest the FAXX will incorporate: Number 1. Active electronic stealth systems that can analyze incoming radar signals and transmit canceling signals in real time. Number 2. Advanced materials that can change their radar-absorbing properties based on the threat. Number 3. Thermal signature management systems that make the aircraft virtually invisible to infrared sensors. Number 4. Acoustic stealth measures that drastically reduce the engine noise signature. These technologies represent a quantum leap beyond what's possible with the F-22 and F-35. Rather than relying on a fixed stealth design optimized for specific radar frequencies, the FAXX will be able to adapt its stealth profile to counter whatever detection systems it encounters. What makes this particularly significant is that stealth isn't just a defensive measure, it's fundamental to offensive capability. An aircraft that can penetrate advanced air defense systems can strike high-value targets with precision, disrupting enemy operations before they can respond. The adaptive stealth capabilities of the FAXX will ensure American fighters can continue to operate in increasingly contested airspace. The contrast with current fighters is stark. While the F-22 and F-35 represented revolutionary advances in their time, their stealth designs are fundamentally static. As counter-stealth technologies advance, their ability to remain undetected will diminish. The FAXX, with its adaptive approach to signature management, ensures American fighters will remain ghosts in the sky for decades to come. Perhaps the most revolutionary aspect of the FAXX and what truly separates it from the F-22 and F-35 is its integration of artificial intelligence. While current fighters have advanced computers and some automated systems, they still rely heavily on pilot input for most functions. The FAXX will fundamentally change this paradigm. The FAXX is being designed from the ground up to incorporate AI into virtually every aspect of its operation. This isn't about replacing pilots, it's about dramatically enhancing their capabilities through human-machine teaming. The AI systems in the FAXX will be able to process sensor data from multiple sources in milliseconds, identifying threats faster than any human pilot could, suggest optimal tactics based on real-time battlefield conditions, manage electronic warfare systems automatically, countering enemy jamming and radar control, multiple drone wingmen simultaneously, coordinating complex attacks, adapt to battle damage, reconfiguring systems to maintain combat effectiveness. The impact of these capabilities cannot be overstated. In the high-speed, information-saturated environment of modern air combat, the ability to process data and make decisions faster than your opponent is often the difference between victory and defeat. The AI systems in the FAXX will give American pilots an unprecedented cognitive advantage over their adversaries. This is particularly evident in the FAXX's role as a command node for unmanned systems. The Navy envisions the FAXX operating as a mothership for multiple drone aircraft, extending its sensor reach, weapons capacity, and combat effectiveness. A single FAXX pilot could potentially control a small fleet of combat drones, multiplying their effectiveness far beyond what's possible with current fighters. Rear Admiral Donnelly has even suggested that the FAXX could potentially be the Navy's last manned fighter, highlighting how transitional this platform is toward increasingly autonomous air combat systems. While the F-35 has some limited ability to share data with other platforms, it lacks the processing power and AI capabilities needed to fully leverage networked warfare concepts. The F-22, designed even earlier, has even more limited networking capabilities. Neither aircraft was designed to function as a central node in a network of manned and unmanned systems, a role that will be fundamental to air combat in the coming decades. The FAXX's AI integration isn't just an improvement over current fighters, it represents a completely different approach to aerial warfare. The weapons capabilities of the FAXX will represent another area where current fighters simply can't compete. Both the F-22 and F-35 were designed around conventional weapons concepts, primarily missiles and bombs carried either internally or on external hardpoints. The FAXX will introduce entirely new categories of weapons that will revolutionize air combat. Directed energy weapons will likely be a centerpiece of the FAXX's arsenal. These high-powered laser and microwave systems can disable enemy electronics, blind sensors, or even destroy targets without the limited ammunition constraints of conventional weapons. While current fighters have been retrofitted with some experimental directed energy systems, the FAXX will be the first American fighter designed from the start to incorporate these weapons. The FAXX will also likely carry hypersonic missiles, weapons that travel at speeds exceeding Mach 5, over 3,800 miles per hour. These missiles are virtually impossible to intercept with current defense systems and can strike targets hundreds of miles away in minutes. Neither the F-22 nor the F-35 can currently carry these weapons, which are substantially larger than conventional air-to-air or air-to-ground missiles. Perhaps most revolutionary will be the FAXX's ability to deploy and control autonomous weapon systems. These could include loitering munitions that can patrol an area waiting for targets, swarming drones that overwhelm enemy defenses, or advanced electronic warfare payloads that disable enemy systems without kinetic effects. This networked weapons approach represents a fundamental shift from the limited payload capacity of current fighters. The weapons bay design of the FAXX is expected to be highly modular, allowing for rapid reconfiguration based on mission requirements. Unlike the F-22 and F-35, which have fixed internal weapon bay configurations optimized for specific weapons, the FAXX will likely feature an adaptable design that can accommodate new weapon systems as they are developed. This weapons flexibility ensures the FAXX will remain relevant even as weapons technology evolves. While the F-22 and F-35 are increasingly constrained by the limitations of their original designs, the FAXX will be able to integrate new capabilities throughout its service life, ensuring American fighters maintain their technological edge. One of the most challenging aspects of maintaining the F-22 and F-35 has been updating their systems as technology evolves. Both aircraft were designed with relatively closed architectures that make software and hardware upgrades difficult and expensive. The F-35's Block 4 upgrade program, for instance, has faced significant delays and cost overruns, highlighting the challenges of updating complex fifth-generation fighters. The FAXX takes a completely different approach. It will incorporate an open modular digital architecture specifically designed for continuous evolution. This digital backbone will allow systems to be upgraded or replaced without the extensive redesigns required for current fighters. The implications for long-term effectiveness are profound. Modern fighters rely increasingly on software for their capabilities, from sensor fusion to weapons guidance to electronic warfare. The ability to rapidly update this software provides a significant competitive advantage. The FAXX's architecture will allow for regular software updates similar to how smartphones receive new features and capabilities over time. Hardware modularity will be equally important, Key systems like radars, electronic warfare suites, and communications equipment will be designed as modular components that can be swapped out as technology advances. This contrasts sharply with the F-22 and F-35, where major systems are deeply integrated into the airframe, making upgrades complex and costly. Perhaps most importantly, this digital architecture will allow the FAXX to rapidly integrate with new technologies as they emerge. From quantum sensors to advanced communication systems to new weapons concepts, the FAXX will be able to evolve throughout its service life in ways that current fighters simply cannot. This adaptability ensures the FAXX will avoid the fate of previous fighter generations, becoming technologically obsolete while still operationally necessary. While the F-22 and F-35 will require increasingly complex and expensive upgrades to remain relevant, the FAXX is designed from the start to evolve with changing threats and technologies. A critical limitation of many fighter aircraft is the compromise required to make them compatible with carrier operations. The F-35C, for instance, sacrifices some performance characteristics to accommodate the harsh conditions of carrier landings and the space constraints of carrier decks. The FAXX will take a different approach, being purpose-built for naval operations from the start. The FAXX is expected to incorporate advanced materials and structural design specifically optimized for the corrosive maritime environment and the high stresses of carrier launches and recoveries. Unlike the F-35C, which represents a navalized version of a primarily land-based design, the FAXX will be naval in its DNA. This naval-first approach extends to maintenance and supportability, critical factors in carrier operations where space and resources are limited. The FAXX will likely feature advanced diagnostic systems that can predict failures before they occur, reducing the maintenance burden on carrier crews. It may also incorporate innovative design features that allow for rapid component replacement in the confined spaces of a carrier. The FAXX will also be designed to operate seamlessly with other elements of the carrier air wing, including the E-2D Advanced Hawkeye for airborne early warning and the MQ-25 Stingray for refueling. This integrated approach will multiply the effectiveness of the entire air wing, creating capabilities greater than the sum of individual aircraft. Perhaps most significantly, the FAXX is being designed with the evolving concept of carrier operations in mind. As the Navy moves toward incorporating more unmanned systems and distributed operations, the FAXX will serve as a critical bridge between traditional carrier aviation and the more networked, autonomous future. While the FAXX represents a revolutionary leap in fighter technology, bringing this vision to reality faces significant challenges. The program is currently in the competitive development phase, with Boeing and Northrop Grumman as the remaining competitors after Lockheed Martin was eliminated from contention. The Navy aims to field the FAXX in the 2030s, aligning with the Air Force's similar timeline for the F-47. However, development of such advanced systems often experiences delays, and the 2030s target may prove optimistic. The recent history of fighter development, including the lengthy processes for both the F-22 and F-35, suggests patience will be required. Cost remains another significant concern. The F-47 is estimated to cost approximately $300 million per aircraft, and the FAXX may reach similar price points. These high costs may limit procurement quantities, potentially resulting in a high-low mix strategy where FAXX aircraft handle the most demanding missions while upgraded fifth-generation fighters handle less contested environments. The FAXX must also balance its advanced capabilities with the strict size and weight limitations of carrier operations. The more capabilities added to the aircraft, the heavier and larger it becomes, potentially limiting its performance or carrier compatibility. Finding the right balance will be a key challenge for program managers. Naval budgetary pressures from programs like the DDG-X destroyer may also impact FAXX development. With multiple high-priority acquisition programs competing for limited funds, maintaining consistent support for the FAXX will require continued advocacy from Navy leadership. Despite these challenges, the strategic imperative for the FAXX remains clear: As potential adversaries develop increasingly sophisticated air defense systems and fighter aircraft, maintaining American air superiority requires a generational leap forward. The FAXX represents that leap. As we look toward the future of air combat, the FAXX represents more than just a new fighter. It's a complete reimagining of how air power will be projected in the coming decades. Its combination of extended range, advanced stealth, AI integration, and networked operations will transform naval aviation in ways we're only beginning to understand. The FAXX will likely operate as part of a mixed force for many years, working alongside upgraded F-35s and other platforms in a complementary role. Over time, as its capabilities are proven and its numbers increase, it will increasingly take on the most demanding missions, penetrating advanced air defenses, striking high-value targets, and establishing air superiority in contested environments. Beyond the technological advances, the FAXX represents America's commitment to maintaining air superiority in an increasingly contested world. It sends a clear message to potential adversaries that the United States will not cede control of the skies, now or in the future. For the American people, the FAXX offers the assurance that our men and women in uniform will have the tools they need to accomplish their missions and return home safely. It represents our nation's determination to provide our warfighters with every possible advantage on the battlefield. The journey from concept to combat-ready fighter will not be easy or without setbacks. Development of cutting-edge military technology rarely is. But the vision of the FAXX, a fighter that can outrange, outstealth, and outthink any adversary, represents a North Star for American military aviation. As the FAXX moves from classified briefing rooms to the skies above our aircraft carriers, it will carry with it the hopes and expectations of a nation committed to peace through strength. It will stand as a testament to American innovation, determination, and resolve, qualities that have defined our nation since its founding. The F-22 and F-35 have served our nation proudly, and will continue to do so for years to come. But the future belongs to the FAXX, a fighter designed not just to win today's battles, but to ensure America's air superiority for generations to come. If you found this deep dive into the future of American air power informative, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analysis of military technology and strategy. Your support helps us continue bringing you the latest developments in America's defense capabilities. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the future of air combat. Until next time, keep your eyes on the skies, where American fighters will continue to reign supreme.